Thank you.
Right, we are live, Madam Chair.
Right. And I can't, for some reason, I can't get hold of my agenda, but I presume it's same as usual.
It's a very short agenda, Madam Chair.
Yeah.
If you'd like me to do the introduction
Please,
to the public, we are this working group. It was a working group. It's now an official standing committee of the Town Council, so it can manage its own delegated finances. Due to the coronavirus Emergency Coronavirus Act, Council has enabled me to make decisions based on recommendations from the council. However, anything that needs a full resolution will be done at full council, which still takes place in person. So for anybody watching, this is the Christmas Lights Committee.
Thank you.
And then the next item, Madam Chair, is apologies, of which I have Councillor Thomas Dell.
Right. And then the next thing will be minutes of the last meeting.
Minutes of the last meeting were approved at full council, so they're just to note those minutes.
Yeah.
And I must say with apologies as well that I think Peter Jacobs was going to try and attend. He was at a meeting elsewhere this morning. He was going to try to attend. And the only other agenda item is a general update of where we are. If I could start on that, please, Madam Chair.
Yeah, of course you can.
The only things that have yet to arrive are the new ones for the Railway Square, the Beck and Cherry Tree, and some bulbs. They're from Light. Light have been trying to contact Peter in the East Riding with no joy, but we think that it's because they've had the wrong numbers. So Carol has emailed Light today with the telephone numbers for Will and Peter, including Peter's mobile phone, so they can arrange for times to deliver them directly to them. So that's the Railway, the Beck and Cherry Tree. Cherry Tree have emailed asking when we think the electrician will be going there to do the work. And I said I'd see with you, Duncan, to think you were liaising on that.
Yeah, I've been chasing Kevin Day, and I'll chase him again. But I think I've not been getting a reply from him. But if we can't get him, we'll have to get it into a major job. It's just putting one of these external boxes on the, plugging into something inside. And then we're looking at putting 3 or 4 hooks in the wall along and hanging this thing from it. That's what Peter said we could do. So it'd be as well, I think, to wait until the actual thing arrives, and then they'll get it all done in one day. And if he can't do it, we'll have to find somebody else.
Yeah.
That's the top and bottom of it.
And hopefully Peter, with all his links, will be able to find someone as possibly to do that.
Yeah, well, there'll be, there will be NECC. We'll have to have a proper electrician.
Oh yeah.
So if I tell Joe at Cherry Tree that you'll be contacting there when we've got everything through and it'll all be done at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Has the globe for Heron arrived, Matt? The warm white one we ordered extra.
Yes, that's arrived. And also, I'm not sure why, but East Riding brought one of their other globes back here. I think Peter asked it to be delivered here. So we've got another globe with the metal pole here.
Oh, I think it'll be for me to pick up.
So
I said I'll be taking one to the Beaver because they're going to put one up when they're scaffolding.
Up. Yeah. So that's here. That's here for you to collect.
Good.
I want to bring your car around because it's fully mounted. It's fully out with a metal pole. So you might want to bring your car for that.
Right. Now the North Bar, it doesn't look as if it's going to happen this year, but they've looked at it and they're saying it's going to have to be a new. The fittings in it are all shot, so it's going to be a couple of thousand, I would think, that by the time it comes. But it looks as if it'll be after Christmas. But the intention of that is for it to be available, to be uplit all year once we get it done. And it has been a long drawn out process as that. But I mean, they have finally got the covers off them and looked at them and just said, well, water's got in them, and they don't think they can get the fitting that goes inside them still because it's, they've stopped producing them. That's why, if that was possible, so there's going to be more work involved with it, with digging a bit bigger hole, and that's why there'll be more expense with it than we anticipated.
Right. Now, we're basing that what happened this year. We're looking at that happening later on.
But within this year's budget, I would hope. Or have we spent it?
I think we'll have spent it.
Right.
However, I'll be doing some more work on the budget following the meeting on Monday night of Policy and Finance Committee, and we've agreed. What I'm proposing to full council is £6,000 for next financial year for the stress testing, the new timers, new bulbs, that side of it. We said we wouldn't put any money for new items. Sorry, could you just excuse me a moment, please?
Yeah.
Hello.
Duncan, do you think we could get East Riding to help with the cost of North Bar?
No, because it'd be Civic Society as opposed to. I can have a word with Civic Society because it was Civic Society that did it, and that's one of the things that they've been trailing their feet because I think money's that tight at East Riding that if they've got to spend 4,000 or 5,000, it's got to be justified. And they went back through everything, and it was provided by Civic Society, and so they've said it isn't their responsibility. I think they said they would maintain it, but if we, you know what I mean. But it didn't just maintain.
I wonder if they would just give us a donation towards it or something.
But Civic Society, I think there's a chance, yeah.
Because I think they'll want it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it'll be there to uplift.
Woodmansea and Molescroft never help, but
No.
Ooh, don't bring that up.
We just take that as said as every meeting and ignore it. Really.
I know.
We'll have to get passports and you can only look at them if you've got your passport.
I'm dreadfully sorry about that. I'm having electrical work done at my flat, and the guy's locked his ladders in my flat, so I need to pop back in about 20 minutes. Where was I? Yeah. So the budget. So the £6,000 for that element. We also had full council had set that 70,000 to distribute. I've planned ahead and thought if we don't put anything in for new purchases going forwards, it means that would all be lumped into future precept. So my suggestion is £10,000 from those unallocated reserves for new lights for the future.
Yeah.
That could be used. Some of that could be used for those floor lighters.
Well done, Matt. Yeah, spot on.
We'd have budget for that next year. In the next financial year, there will be money to be able to do that in that case. Yeah,
we were just saying we wondered if the Civic Society would give us a donation towards it as well, because they're quite keen on it.
Well, I think I know that it was through the money that was remaining when the Festival of Christmas went over to East Riding. It was what was left in the account went towards it, but it was a Civic Society project. So in terms of the maintenance of it, and maybe also look at the same time at the lights around the Market Cross, because they're the same sort of lights.
All right,
uplight it.
Yeah.
Is it? Right. Well, as I say, I don't think we're going to get anywhere. I've chased Peter, and it isn't Peter, it's a fella called Ian, I think. But Peter's been chasing him for me, and he's, we've been on it for 6 months, so I don't think it's going to happen before Christmas. Yeah, we'll keep on it to get it done as early as possible in the new year.
But the budget's there. So if it was in the next financial year, that'd be best because the budget will be there definitely to cover that.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything else, there's some more. There's even more globes to go up. I think there looks as if there's about another 10 or 15 globes still. Because I went up to the base yesterday, the unit yesterday, and that there's still some more to go up. So it should look better and better. I think we're there, and now it's just. One, getting the switch on, and two, it's them going round and snagging once we've got the switch on, because there will be various bits and pieces. And the other thing.
There's the Christmas trees in the unit, isn't it?
The Christmas trees at the unit.
So it's just a matter of when everything's going to go up, because the cross pieces down Tall Gavel have still got to go up, haven't they?
Yeah. I noticed a lot of the pieces down Butcher Road still aren't plugged in.
And Shirley hasn't got her.
We've
little
got,
lizard
yeah,
yet.
no, we've got, yeah, I've emailed about that and Paul
Yeah,
Staniford.
Yeah, but it made me lose my track of what I was going to say now. Forget it.
So it's really just Peter getting on to.
The other thing is the Lions are doing the tree.
Yeah, I saw that.
And there is a little service on the 29th, I think, 20.
Yeah.
But I'm 26th. I'm going
27th.
I'm going on the 24th to help them put the tree up and whatever. And
All right.
Peter's wired, in communication with them to
Yeah,
make
yeah.
sure that all the bits and pieces they're doing are done.
I'll be there on the Sunday. Yeah, I've noted it. I have noted it in my diary.
Just a little thing with that, Duncan. If you're speaking to any of the Lions, it was in Beverley Life promoting it, and that the mayor will be there to turn it on. But we've not had actually an invitation or anything to the mayor asking her to do that yet.
Is she aware of it? Is it
She's aware now that it's been in the paper.
Oh,
Other than that, she's actually been told about. We've actually received anything about it. So just so she knows what time to be there and where to go.
No, right. It's the Beverley traditional lines. It's the three that are left. It's they're all well in their 80s. It's yeah.
So we need them to send her an official.
We needed to send an official. I'll ask Jeff Sygrove to do that.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So it looks like we're on track.
As Peter Jacobson said, when the rest of this stuff is going up, like the Memorial Hall and all that.
Not given. I've not had dates. Just that it will get done.
Right.
I think, like I said, with some of it, hopefully the light with those other items that they need to liaise with Peter to deliver, they're going to contact us back either later today or tomorrow if they've not been able to get through to him. But now they've got his proper mobile number and Will and Pete's office numbers. Hopefully, they should be able to arrange for those to be delivered.
If they struggle with that, I could meet them up at the unit and drop us off there.
So we could give them your number if needed.
Yeah, you could, Matt.
Yeah.
Good.
And then just to clarify again, we definitely want to. This is why the budget will be spent up by the end of the financial year. The statement piece for Cross Street that we couldn't get in time for Christmas, we'll be ordering after Christmas, so it arrives within and paid for this financial year, and it's there ready for next Christmas to actually go up.
Yeah, February. He wants to come for sort of February, March, and then we've got as full of a year on our guarantee as possible.
Yeah. And then the rest of the year will be focused on replacing the timers and things like that rather than purchasing lights. And that sort of work could be done as early as possible because it's not about getting the lights up, it's about the infrastructure that they can be looking at throughout the year.
To be fair, we've been down this path before. I've been on with Peter since January, February with everything.
I think the difference this year is we budgeted for those items to be purchased and installed this year. In the past, it was looking at what needs to be replaced. This is just saying we're going to do the lot to make sure everything's the same.
I'm talking about with Easter added. I mean, I went out with Peter January, February, but I suppose COVID and everything. It's just. Well, hopefully things will get more and more on key. I think they lost staff and they haven't been replaced. And I think that's true of a lot of places. And it's going to take. It isn't going to be a 5-minute job getting everything back to normal. It's going to be a 3 or 4 year job into getting people back in the mindset, I think.
And that's the same with a lot of departments at East Riding. People have left or retired, and because of budget restraints, rather than re-employ, they're classing as natural wastage, which is a dreadful term, I think, when you're talking about humans, natural wastage, and therefore teams are having to take on more work with less people. So I think that's happening across the East Riding through no fault of necessarily the East Riding's own making. It's just because of the budget demands.
Yeah.
Can I just ask a couple of questions, please?
I thought you were on mute, Prue.
I've just been enchanted listening to you, Duncan.
Thank you. I'm sure you will have been.
The two things. First of all, the tree that's at the corner of Railway Street and New Walker Gate. A lot of the lights have failed on there. They used to be going round and round, but now I think there's only one string. And I just wondered if there's any chance that we would be able to get some, maybe not this year, but some more lights on there, because it is on all year round. just lit up like the ones outside County Hall?
I think this year shouldn't be a problem because it's a sort of, it's not one of these peculiar fittings, Pro. In fact, we might even have some in the unit. So
Right.
we'll have a word with Peter on that basis.
Okay. And then the other thing is the masons. Now, I can't remember whether I was waiting for some information about Costa, whether or not I was supposed to be just getting in touch with Chris Harland about the
Two
Lights
fittings to
around-
Railway Square.
Do they
around Trinity Square, and whether or not the Lions would be willing to sort of make a contribution towards them, and us saying they are your lights and having the plaque and everything. I mean, should I just put that to him?
I
You know,
think
I
so.
know you've
Pro. Yeah,
already-
if
I know
they're
you've
willing to
already got the
contribute, we
lights.
haven't
Yeah,
a problem with that. They've helped with all sorts, haven't they, in the
Yeah.
past? So we could turn around and say that they've lit Station
Yeah.
Square, couldn't we? You know.
Yeah.
and
Well,
that- I
I'll
don't
just
think
send
we'd-
and say, you know, whatever they want to contribute, and then their name can go on it. And if they want to have a plaque up and
You can
everything,
give them
they
the
can.
price of the two items because we've ordered two.
What with it?
more.
What are they? Do you know what they are?
We'll get Carol to dig it out, can't we, Matt?
The the two items in Railway Square.
Yeah.
hmm
Okay, if you could let me know then, Matt, and then I'll contact Chris Harland.
I'll ask Carol to do that. It might not be till next week now, but I'll ask Carol
Okay.
to do that. In terms of any sort of plaque, I'm not sure where we'd put it.
No,
That's the only thing there because they're so widely spread.
I mean, it might just be something like there is in Dyer Lane, which is a plaque on a piece of wood. It looks quite good, and it has remained there, which is quite surprising.
Yes.
I think the difference is those lights remain all year round.
Yeah,
So the plaque is always there connected with them. But when there's no lights, is the plaque needed?
We could have a picture in Beverley Life or something like that, couldn't
Yeah.
we? Say thanking them or
yes.
whatever,
Yeah, that sounds a good
And I
idea.
think if they're going to contribute, then maybe we should ask them
Yeah.
what
Oh, yeah.
what they would be happy with.
And they could have an official thank you from the mayor or something that might.
Yeah.
Please.
Okay. I'll have a word with him and tell him that I'll let him know what the cost of the new lights is.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank
Brilliant.
you.
I mean, I'm just thinking it might be possible to have a plaque that, like the one in the way the one in Dyer Lane is mounted, that just gets put in at Christmas.
Yeah.
Good idea. Good idea.
Okay.
Yeah. You're not just a pretty face, Matt.
I know. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank goodness he's not relying on that.
I don't have anything else. I think everything's more or less covered. I think it's just that that immediate run up now where we're starting to worry because some things aren't up, but every year, one way or another, they happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I just finish off by reminding everybody that there's the tombola for the lights on the 11th of December, Saturday on the market. If anybody's got anything they want to donate, or if you're around on the 11th, would you like to come and buy a couple of tombola prizes?
Hang on. 11th. Yeah, I think I'm sure I've got it down, but I will put it down again.
When do you need any donations by?
We're ticketing up next week.
Okay, all right. So see if I've got anything.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, anything can be dropped off here that Duncan and Joy can collect.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm sure I can find you something.
In that case, Madam Chair, we're happy to conclude the meeting.
Yeah.
I will stop the live stream